Hey, and welcome to the Coming Strength and Fitness Fitcast. I'm Jill, coach and owner of CSNF, and I'm here along with my team to take your fitness experience to a new level. In each episode, we'll bring you helpful conversations with our coaches, members, and guests to provide additional value to your gym experience and understanding to our mission at CSNF to change lives through fitness. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Well, everyone, welcome back to the CSNF Fitcast. We are jumping right back into things. It is Jill and myself in the studio. Jill, how are you?
Doing amazing.
Jill, I asked this question in my class yesterday. I said, how are you doing? And you have to answer the question with a color.
Yellow.
I asked it in my
I'm
teens
yellow.
class. You are yellow. Why?
Happy.
Happy. Yellow,
Yeah.
sunshine.
It's sunshine. I'm at the
bright.
gym with my favorite people. I'm just
Is that
really
your-
thankful.
Is that
I'm
your favorite
thankful.
color?
No.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That used to be my favorite color, and now it's not anymore.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Yeah, I think I was going to guess that. All boys like blue, right? Is that a thing?
I would say the color for me is green, because when I think of green, I think of peace and life and
Yeah.
just go with the flow.
Vegetables.
Vegetables. Hey, we're going to talk about that.
We
Nice
are.
segue.
Yeah.
Jill, so we're going to talk about all things nutrition, 800-gram challenge, your personal journey. We're just going to have more of a candid conversation today, just between me and you. But before we get there, what did you do this morning? What's your morning routine look like?
This morning was a little bit different than most mornings, just because I had some things to do before we came in to record the podcast. So I got up this morning, got Ryder to the bus stop at 6:40. That's early. But listen to this. At the bus stop, he's teaching me how to play chess right now.
No.
Yeah. So I have it in my car where you can play games on it, and he is teaching me how to play chess while we wait on the bus.
That's really special. I love that.
Yeah, it's super cool. And then after that, I went home and I walked a couple miles on my treadmill because currently I am able to walk on flat surfaces only. So got those 2 miles in.
And for someone who's just jumping into the story,
Yeah.
why are you walking?
I did have a back surgery 3 weeks ago, and I'm limited to what I can do activity-wise right now. So walking on flat surfaces is the name of the game, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, speaking of walking, and I know this is not the point of the episode, but just to show how amazing of a human specimen Jill Thornton is, we brought her favorite cereal the day after. What day of or day after your surgery? And you were on your feet. You answered your own door less than 24 hours on your feet walking, where most people are writhing in pain on the couch, having someone else take care of them. So, Jill, yeah, we'll dive into that a little bit more.
Well,
we're
listen,
gonna talk about
I'm
nutrition,
coming to the
but-
door to get treats if someone's bringing them. So, yes, I showed up for that. And, the doctor said get up and move as quickly as you can. So I did.
Movement is medicine.
It is.
The reason I asked you about your morning, because I just wanted an excuse to tell you what I did this morning.
That's always the reason. There's always a motive behind a question. So, Alex, what did you do?
90% of my questions are not, but this one is. I absolutely love my wife, and she's going to laugh that this is the time we're recording this podcast. But I was about to hop in the 8:30 class this morning when I got a phone call that my wife was a couple minutes down the road, in the middle of the road, out of gas, just stranded, ran out of gas. She didn't know. She's like, my car just locked up, and I think I ran out of gas. And that hasn't happened to either of us. So
Okay, you've never ran out of gas?
I've never ran out of gas.
I, in 40 years, have never ran out of gas.
Really? Well, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Well, I have a pro tip at the end of your story.
Can't wait for this pro tip.
Yeah.
So there really isn't this crazy, climactic, funny one-liner I'm going to share, but I just thought it was funny because thankfully it was 2 minutes down the road, in between, literally 150 feet away from a gas station, and she's just sitting there with cars zooming by her. I zip on over, get gas, put it in her gas tank, and she's off on her to-do list and errands and everything, and I just laughed about it because I learned that there's more important things than getting upset over running out of gas.
That's
so we
a good
both just
lesson.
laughed about it and just went on our way.
It's a good marriage lesson because I think my initial reaction if my husband ran out of gas would be, are you kidding me? So he would not call me. He would call someone else.
Call someone else.
He doesn't want to hear it.
Call a
Yeah.
friend. That's wisdom.
So you ready for the pro tip?
Yes.
When I got my driver's license, my grandmother, who at the time was in her 70s, said, never let your tank go under 25% at that quarter tank level. Never let it go before that. Under that. So I never did.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Just so that you don't run out of gas or what?
Ever. You'll never run out of gas. Never get yourself in a pickle you can't get yourself out of.
I knew a lady way back that she wouldn't even go under like half a tank. She was so paranoid of running out of gas. I was like, I am literally like rolling in on fumes to the gas station. I'm like, how long can I go?
Oh,
that's
gosh.
me. But I've never run out.
That makes me sweat thinking about it.
Hey, you do not have to worry about it. You lovely electric car owner, you.
Yeah. Now, I have gotten real low on the battery before, and that's scary.
Same premise.
I don't have a gas station to go to
That's
charge
true.
up. So,
You
yeah.
can just go home. Well, Jill, let's jump into things. We're talking basically another installment of all things nutrition, but subcategory under that is we're going to just briefly hit on what the 800-gram challenge is, because there's a lot of different nutritional fads or things or diets or stuff out there that some are helpful, some are not, some are more beneficial, less beneficial, have a lot of different motives behind them. But the reason we're talking about the 800-gram challenge is because we are currently in week 1 of our gym-wide nutrition Kickstarter challenge as a whole, that over 40 people have signed up to do this, which is absolutely phenomenal. So we are participating in the 800-gram challenge, and you are our mighty warrior. Is warrior just male, or is that male or female? I don't know the female.
It can be any.
Okay, good, because I didn't want to call you a male there. But a mighty warrior leading the charge.
I don't think anybody's going to be offended by being called a warrior.
That's true. Okay.
Definitely not me.
So, Jill, kick us off on what it briefly is, but why, more importantly, did you choose the 800-gram challenge?
Right. So, first off, let's get the props where props are due. I did not create this challenge. E.C. Sinkowski, who is the founder of Optimize Me Nutrition, she created this challenge, and I have been a huge fan, huge follower of her for years. Listen to every podcast she's ever put out. Huge fan of the challenge.
Say your name again.
E.C. Sinkowski.
Is it E.C. or like one name E.C.?
Eva Claire is short for Eva.
Okay.
I think it's Eva Claire. I might be wrong there, but
Okay.
E.C. is short for her name.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And you can follow her on Optimize Me Nutrition. Her stuff is golden.
Yes,
golden.
it is.
So I picked this challenge because you and I have discussed this so many times at this point, but we believe in sustainability.
Yes.
What works for people is something they can do long term.
Yes.
This is by far the most sustainable and simple approach to eating that I have found.
Really?
Absolutely.
So when you hold it up in comparison against paleo, Whole 30, other things that we've talked about on this Fitcast.
Absolutely.
Why would you argue that 800-gram challenge is the most sustainable?
With paleo and Whole 30 and other,
Keto
elimination type diets in general, you're eliminating foods out of your diet.
Yep.
That's hard for people.
Yep.
That is hard for everybody. It's hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
The 800-gram challenge is a focus on fruits and vegetables with no elimination.
So you can eat whatever
else. I mean, you still have room for cookies and wine and whatnot. You just have to get your daily allotment of fruits and vegetables in. And the beauty of the equation is you don't have room in your belly for the other things because you are full of the good things.
You're replacing it with more beneficial things.
But there are no restrictions, and that's why I think it is so sustainable and simple for people, because they're not thinking all day, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that. All they're thinking about is, I just need to pick up an apple. Interesting.
I love that simple yet powerful mindset shift.
Yes.
So the 800 grams comes from fruits and vegetables, and that's what you hit every single day.
Every day. And 800 grams, you don't have to weigh it in grams. Now, that's the most precise way to know if you're getting 800 or not. But you can also do 6 cups or 6 fists is also the same amount as a cup. They're more approximate, but they work. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for consistency.
So we, as a subset of the gym, 40 people, we are doing this very seriously for 4 weeks.
Yes.
And there's a lot of systems and structures to that 4 weeks, which I think are maximized to our hopefully get the best results, because you're sending out weekly emails, there's videos, there's a Facebook group chat, there's accountability, you log your points in SugarWOD, you take pictures, you encourage one another. I mean, we have created a system for you to succeed the most.
It's a very dynamic challenge. It's very proactive.
Sure.
There's a big community aspect to it, and we know community works.
Exactly.
Doing things on your own and doing them solo are not near as beneficial, or effective as doing them in a group. So we know that.
And I love what you said at the brief of this challenge is that you mentioned that 4 weeks is not enough to see those desired changes you want. It's not enough to lose 20 pounds. It can be.
But for most, probably you're not going to lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks
Exactly.
in a healthy manner, at least.
Right, because we believe that we don't believe in quick fixes to health. We don't believe we believe worthwhile things take time. This is a lifestyle thing. So why did you pick 4 weeks? Is that the structure that they gave you, or is that something you decided? Like, why 4 weeks?
It's both. So they say it takes about 30 days to create a habit.
Yep.
4 weeks is real close.
Sure.
We're real close here. So number one, it's how much time does it take to create a new habit? 4 weeks falls in line with that. Number two, that is the structure they give you, but EC's very smart. She knows it takes about that long to create a habit. And also the reason that I coined it as Kickstart is this is like a jump start to how you can do your nutrition forever.
That's good.
And you're doing a deep dive for 4 weeks. You're learning a lot.
Yes.
You are learning from other people, their photos of food, what they're eating, recipes,
getting
things
ideas.
like that. Yeah. So it's a 4 week deep dive into how to do this. And then you go out and you can do it on your own. And that's the ultimate goal, is to give people the tools to be able to take these things and do them forever.
So we are almost done with week 1 on 4, kind of in the middle of the first week. This is 4 weeks. So after we're done, you mentioned that we're going to do this again.
We are. We're going to do a different version of this in the fall. So it's going to be 800 grams plus protein. So it's like the next level or step 2 to the 800 gram challenge. We're going to do the fruits and veggies plus protein.
Because I'm thinking of the people, they're like, hey, this sounds great. I would do this with a group of people that you haven't missed out. I mean, you can definitely...
You can still hop in.
Sure. Contact us, do it yourself. But in the fall, depending on when they're listening to this, whether you're going back, and again, this is the end of April of 2022, that if you're listening to this in June or July, like, we're going to be pretty close to launching it again.
Yeah.
So, Jill, this is part of a conversation of just nutrition in general. So I kind of want to keep moving along this route as far as the 800 gram challenge, fruits and vegetables, and then kind of keep going forward. So let's say I've had conversations with people that are like, I just not a big fruits or vegetables kind of person. Like they can get by with, I guess, not eating fruits and vegetables, more processed things, more fats and proteins, or keto type diet, whatever. Why are fruits and vegetables such a staple to the human nutrition?
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the main phrases that you said in that description of someone who doesn't eat them is they're getting by. They can get by not eating fruits and vegetables. You know, that's, you know, for the people inside this building and people probably listening to this podcast, we don't want to live a get by life. We want to thrive. We want to thrive.
That's great.
Fruits and vegetables are a huge part of a very well balanced nutrition lifestyle. You have to have them. Everybody can find at least one fruit or one vegetable they can tolerate. Now, and this is what I do with my kids. You don't like a carrot? Just dip it in ranch. You know,
still getting the carrot, though.
Or guacamole. You know, get it,
hummus.
hide it in a muffin. You know, make a smoothie. Whatever you need to do to get it in.
Right.
It would be really hard to find someone, and I'm sure this person's out there, that won't eat a single vegetable or a single fruit.
Oh, they're listening.
They're listening.
They're listening.
Send me a message if that's you. I want to talk to you.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I've seen two perspectives when it comes to this, is when people think of food, they think of numbers and quantity. They think of just calories, and it doesn't matter where those calories come from, that as long as I'm eating 1,200 calories or 1,400 calories and I'm in a deficit, then I'm going to, quote, lose weight or be healthy. But those quantity, the calories are crap. It's junk, it's processed, it's artificial sweeteners, it's high fructose corn syrup, it's all of the... Sure, you're going to be in a deficit and might lose a little bit, but internally you're not going to be as healthy. Externally, you're not going to feel as well.
Right.
Because the other perspective shift is quality first, is making sure that quality, when it comes to naturally occurring whole clean foods like lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, stuff like that, that's going more towards health. That we say that quality is more important, then we can go to the quantity. But you can't forget about your fruits and vegetables and the things that God made for us to eat when we're just eating like crap and we're only eating 12 to 1,500 calories when your body actually needs 2,000 calories.
Right.
You know, would you
Exactly.
agree with that?
I absolutely agree with that. And the thing is, the people who think they're eating 1,200 calories of garbage and losing weight, you can.
You can.
Because to lose weight, you just have to be in a caloric deficit. You have to expend more than you eat.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that your long-term health is going to benefit from that kind of eating, you know?
And the people I've asked that, they just think they just need to be a caloric deficit and they're still going to eat their typical nutrition and they're barely eating fruits and vegetables. They feel like crap.
And
they have no energy.
they're hungry because they're not eating nutrient-dense
Yes.
foods. Like if you're on the bagel diet and the Kellogg's cereal diet, that was a thing, by the way.
No way.
Just eat a bowl of Kellogg's, whatever, every meal or whatnot.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously, you're missing a lot of macro and micronutrients in that, and of course, you could lose weight, but you're missing a lot of the health benefits of eating a balanced diet that is predominantly plants and protein.
I mean, everyone's experiences, we're not saying anything new. Think about, listeners, think about the last time that you had a greasy burger or some sort of fast food or junk food and it just kind of sits there and you're bloated and you don't have energy compared to you eat some nutrient-dense whole clean foods from, I don't know, Whole Foods or a salad or something that it's lighter, you have more energy, you don't hit that slump, and that's your body saying, oh my gosh, I'm getting what I need. I'm getting those nutrients and vitamins to recover and have energy and think and do all the different bodily processes that we need, where sure, it can convert all of the fats and carbs from the artificial foods for that, but what a better way to just eat your fruits and vegetables for it.
Eat your fruits and veggies. Now, I understand that a lot of people think that they're not as convenient as the juicy, greasy burger,
Sure.
but they are. If you walk into Publix and you go into the fruit or vegetables section, they're peeled, chopped, and sliced and ready to go in containers.
You can literally eat it at the checkout line if you wanted to.
It is literally fast food.
Yes.
It is fast food.
That's a great point.
But you do have to walk into Publix or Kroger or your convenience store to get it.
That's a great point.
It's not a drive-through approach, but get out and get your steps anyway.
So, Jill, let's say that someone's listening and they are tracking, they hear us, but they need just a little bit more. They need to take a next step. They need a little bit more personalized help. You actually do that.
I do.
And again, depending on when people are listening, whether you have availability or not, or booked or open, whatever, but you do work one-on-one with people's nutrition. And there have been some people a couple episodes ago, even, shout out to our client and awesome athlete, athlete of the month months ago, Katie Barkle.
Katie, and we've had Justin.
We've had Justin, exactly, that you work with. Give us like an overview on who is the right person to work with you and why would they, and what are some of the things that you kind of work with them
Yeah.
through?
I mean, the people that usually come to me are people that have goals that need help getting there.
Okay.
And that's it. I mean, my approach is very unique in that it's customized to whatever goal that person has while also understanding what's going to work for them and what doesn't. Macros is not going to work for everybody. Plate method is not going to work for everybody. So it is an approach that is individualized to help people get to where they want to go. And my ultimate goal with working with people is not that they would be dependent on me forever. It's to, same as with the 800-gram challenge, to equip them with the knowledge of how to
That's good.
build their own nutritional lifestyle so they can go out on their own and do this forever.
They're not dependent on someone, but they
Yes.
are empowered
Yeah.
with what you've given them. Jill, I think one both humbling and accountability piece to being a teacher, a coach, someone who preaches a message is that there is a level of we need to practice what we preach. Like we need to do it ourselves.
We do,
because
yeah.
me and you have a lot of knowledge when it comes to health, this nutrition, stuff like that. But if we weren't applying it to our own personal situations, then no one would listen to us, right?
Sure.
And that's not the point. We don't do this for people to listen to us. We do this to help people. But it obviously helps when we practice what we preach.
Listen,
and,
I'm not telling anybody something to do that I'm not already doing.
Exactly.
Yes.
So circling back to your personal situation is you've had to apply this and shift some things in your life when it comes to nutrition, workout, exercise, because of, like you said, you had a back surgery a couple weeks ago. Talk to us about that and what you've had to tweak and improve and change when it comes to nutrition and movement over the past couple weeks.
Yeah. So because of the surgery, I've been unable to do high intensity exercise or move anything more than 10 pounds. That's been tough for me. I like moving things that are more than 10 pounds. So I decided early on, after the first week, I really gave myself a break. I didn't, I threw off both of my watches, my Whoop, my everything. I didn't track any foods. I just let my body heal and
That's
I listened
smart.
to it. And what's interesting is I crave fats. I ate a lot of fats.
Really?
Avocados, nuts, oil, that's what I was craving. That's what I gave my body. So I did
Interesting.
while I was healing and, still in a little bit of the recovery phase. I listened and I did some research on it because I was like, it's weird how much fat I want right now. And it helps with tissue repair.
Huh.
And helps your body through the healing process, and it makes sense that that's what it wanted. So that's what I gave it.
Well, think about it. Every single cell, I know we're kind of going to science, that every single cell, the outer membrane is what's called a phospholipid bilayer, which is made of triglycerides, which is made of fat.
Yeah.
So every single cell structure has fat in it, which makes sense when you're recovering and rebuilding. You need that.
Lots of it. So I, for the first week, I gave it what it wanted,
That's
and then 10 to 12 days later, I was like, all right, I'm ready to get back into something. I can only walk right now. I can't exercise at high intensity or do weightlifting. I can walk. What can I control? I can control my nutrition, and I can control what I eat. So I decided to dial my nutrition in. Usually I am dialed in from a day-to-day basis. I'm not, getting ready for a competition or something like that, at about 80 to 90% of my macros. Like I'm dialed in about 80, 90%. I decided to dial it in a little notch up just because I wasn't able to offset with high intensity. And that's really where the magic is. So over the last few weeks, I have dialed it in. I have really focused on fruits and vegetables. This challenge, came at a really great time because it helps the body with repairing and healing as well. And just gives you that huge shot of micro and macronutrients that you need from fruits and veggies. And I've been able to maintain everything that I had prior to surgery. And now it's been almost 4 weeks. And
that was a month ago already?
Yeah, I mean, my surgery was 3 weeks ago, but I wasn't able to work out for weeks prior to that.
Wow. You're right. You're right.
So, I mean, I think that the theme here is that you can, through your diet and your nutrition, have a pretty healthy body.
Yeah.
You can. Now, I own a gym. So exercise, strength training, all of that just catapults the process.
Yes.
And it is necessary because what's going to happen when you're being chased by a dog and you're not fit? You're going to get eaten.
Dog will win. If there's a man-eating dog, I fear that man-eating dog.
Yeah. So all this to say, nutrition, and there was always the idea that abs are made in the kitchen.
Yep.
And that is true.
Yep.
They are made in the kitchen. And your strength is built in the gym and your fitness is built in the gym. You can work out 1 to 2 to 3 hours a day. Normal people are about an hour a day, but you're eating many more hours throughout the day than you are doing that 1 hour of exercise. So having a focus on, your nutrition can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Joe, I think one of the things that stood out to me was almost right away, you didn't focus on what you couldn't do, you focused on what you could do.
Yes.
And I think that right there is underneath really a lot of your success. It's that mindset shift. And I know that's the book you recommend to everybody when it comes to mindset. But I think it's so easy in a situation like that, whether it's injury, loss of job, don't know what's going on, illness, just something big, that you're going to focus on what's taken away from you, right? You're going to focus on that opportunity that you didn't get or something that you can't do. But you sat there and you said, okay, my health is put on pause. Not health. My fitness is put on pause right now. I can't lift anything more than 10 pounds. I can't really exercise. So I am going to focus on my nutrition. Where did that come from? Where did that mindset come from?
Gosh, it's been a process of just developing that mindset because, I've known, I was a psychology major. So, mentality has always been very interesting to me. And so just reading and learning and educating myself on, mental strength, mental toughness, mental exercise, things like that, have been really important to me throughout my career as an athlete and as a coach.
Yeah.
So I was able to put a lot of those things into practice with this. It's a forced slowdown. I am having to put things that are really important to me on hold, not forever, just for now. And there's always an opportunity to learn something new when you have an obstacle.
Wow. I wish people would go back and listen to that again because that's powerful.
And I'm learning I really like taking walks. I do.
Walks are so helpful.
I really like it.
I remember, this was several months ago, and I said, Jill, I want to kind of ramp up my training a little bit. And talking to mindset, you're like, something along the lines of, the difference between like someone like Michael Phelps and all of his other competitors, they probably are training and practicing and doing whatever in the swimming pool, probably the exact same volume, time, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's what's between the ears that separates someone like Michael Phelps or LeBron James or Wayne Gretzky or
100%.
whoever.
Their mental game is their edge.
And again, we're talking about the GOATs. We're talking about the greatest. But I do think that is a big piece to what separates people that obtain the results and people who don't in the gym.
Good and great.
Exactly. That there's that mindset shift that you're constantly learning, you're constantly getting better. It's you do something, you orchestrate it, and then you evaluate it and keep getting better. It's that not focusing on what you can't do or subtraction. You're looking at what you can do in addition. Yeah. So I think we could have another episode on that.
It's the same with the approach to the nutrition. Like, we're adding, what can I do?
Exactly.
Not what can't I do. It's just a focus on the positive. What can I add to my life? What can I do with this versus the negative, what's coming out of it? And, whenever there's an obstacle, and it's not a matter, I think Kimberly talked about this a few episodes ago, it's not a matter of if you hit an obstacle, it's when. They are going to happen. They are going to happen. And you have the choice of how you want to approach it. It can be an obstacle or it can be a way.
It's not if you suffer, it's when you suffer.
It's going to happen. It's certainly going to happen. And you can choose how you approach that obstacle before you get there.
So, Jill, before I ask some last-minute questions, some fun ones, last one when it comes to just the topic we just talked about, if you're coaching you, what are you telling yourself right now?
Be patient. This is a process. You will get back to doing what you were doing, and embrace this process. There is something to learn in it.
That's good. How well are you doing?
Patience is not it's not high on my list, but I'm being forced to be patient. So it's been really good for me. I am learning a lot, and I really, believe that I will be able to use my experience to help other people too. Yep. So I'm viewing it through that lens as well.
Well, Jill, I'm glad that you are spearheading and pioneering and leading the charge because not only do you know a lot, but like we said, you talk the talk and walk the walk, and you are applying everything you're talking about, and it's inspiring to be close by and witness that.
Well,
so main takeaways are go look up the 800-gram challenge. You can participate if we're still in the middle of it and you're listening to it right now. We're going to do it again the fall of 2022. Fruits and vegetables are such a key part to everything. We got to get them in. You work directly one-on-one with people if they need additional help, but also that you've had to apply your own coaching tips and things in your personal journey. So we're not just sitting here, oh, hey, like do this, and we're not going to apply anything we talked about. Like we are walking the walk as well.
I'm definitely doing a lot of walking on the walk for sure.
So I hope that encouraged somebody today. So Jill, as we conclude, I don't even know. I have a list of questions. I'm just going to pick my finger and just do one of these, and it's going to be random.
Okay with these, but not.
We'll both answer. Both answer. Okay. This is the first one that popped out. What's the best compliment you've ever gotten?
I'm going to say it, and then I know everyone's going to continue to say it to me because that's how our wonderful people are. But my favorite is when someone says, "That was impressive."
Really?
I don't know why. It
really?
has to be how I'm wired. I'm a 3 on the Enneagram.
Yeah.
When someone says
you like to impress people.
I guess that's the, it sounds bad coming out, but it's true. That's true.
I can see that.
Yeah. I could see that being yours too.
Hey, your answer was impressive, Jill.
I appreciate it. What's yours?
Honestly, I had a friend. We only met. We were in like a small group. We worked out together as a different CrossFit gym. He was 10 years older than me. We did like a small little accountability group for about a year. And this was like his goodbye dinner that we did. It was me, him, and another guy. And he said out of anyone in his entire life that I most resembled Jesus to him than anyone else.
Wow.
And I was like, hey, you need more than 3 friends. I was like, you got to get out more. But I will appreciate that compliment.
Gosh. Gosh, I just don't know that there's any other compliment that trumps that one. Not even being impressive. My goodness. That's like, wow.
I said, I don't agree. You don't know me truly.
Can we agree to disagree?
I did say thank you because that was very, very kind. Okay, we'll do 2 more and then we'll end.
Okay.
Okay, whimsical, off the wall.
Oh, gosh, I'm not a whimsical person, but go for it.
This question says, what Enneagram type are you? You just answered that.
Yeah.
If you could have coffee with any historical figure, who would you choose? Historical figure. So let's say they must be dead. They must be in the past.
Oh, these are hard for me. Who in the past? This is going to sound...
I'll go first.
Okay, you go first.
I'll go first to give you some time. Give you some time. I would probably, first person popped in my mind was Peter from the Bible. Mm-hmm. He was a disciple.
Why
he was
Peter?
Close by Jesus. Because I feel like I resonate with him a lot. Because he was so passionate, but he didn't really think, and he just charged into brick walls. And
oh, you do?
And you're like,
you identify with him.
And I'm like, I can learn a lot from that. Also, I would probably choose Christopher Columbus would be interesting, of just getting on a boat and you don't know where you're going to land and you think you landed somewhere and you're actually somewhere else and you're just figuring this thing out. That would be very interesting. There was another one, but I totally forgot. There's a third one. Do you have one yet, Jill?
Yeah, I have two. Well, I have two.
Okay.
My first thought was George Washington because he's impressive.
Yeah.
He was the first.
He was the first. He's the GOAT.
Yeah. So him and then Amelia Earhart, I think is pretty
cool.
She was a front runner for doing hard things in the female realm, and I really appreciate that. So I think she'd be kind of cool.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Let's see. I'm looking. Ooh. It's the first one I saw. What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out in your career?
Starting out in a career as a coach?
Let's say a CrossFit coach. Someone is just like, okay, I want to be a CrossFit coach. They're 6 months into it. They're looking to get to L1. What piece of advice would you give to someone starting out as a CrossFit coach?
Get as much education as you can. Read, listen to podcasts, and educate yourself and ask people that are further ahead of you how they did it.
Yep.
How they got there.
That was going to be mine.
Yeah.
Is find that person that is where you want to be and then just ask them to lunch, ask them to do a workout, pick their brain, come with questions, have a regular quarterly meeting, every other meeting, and just be like, hey, I have 3 questions. Can you just help me can I pick your brain?
Yep.
Hop on a call, whatever. But that's always been a big thing of mine is finding people in the next season and just being like, hey, can I learn from you?
That's huge in any arena of life.
Yeah, exactly.
A dad that's further along, just someone in the career path that you want, all of that.
Exactly. Well, Jill, I think this has been fruitful. It's been helpful.
Speaking of fruits, it's been fruitful.
I get it. Jill, I was impressed with this episode.
See, I told you. If I said it, I have regrets.
I know.
I have regrets.
You have no regrets tattooed on your chest.
It was an honest answer.
It was. I appreciate your honesty.
It might have come across as trite, but whatever.
No, that was the real answer. Jill, thank you so much. You are paving the way, and we appreciate what you're doing here.
Happy to do it.
Do you have any last-minute things to say?
I don't. I just appreciate everyone here, and just like Alex says, continue to be a legend.
You are a legend.
You're
That's
a legend.
Right. Jill, thank you. We'll see you next time.
See ya. Thank you for joining us today, friends. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and gained a greater understanding of the mission and vision of the CSNF community. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram under Coming Strength and Fitness or hit us up on comingstrengthandfitness.com. See you next time.